Welcome to the Celebrate Brave podcast, the podcast for women in and around the tech industry. Every week, we dive into the conversations, frameworks, and best practices to help you stress less, work less, and earn a lot more. My name is Nicole Steinbach, your host and the International Bravery Coach for Women in Tech. Let's go. Hey there, Women in Tech. I'm so excited to share this episode with you. Now, this is part of our deep dive in season 3 of the Build Your Brave framework. The Build Your Brave framework has 3 parts: clarity, momentum, and accountability. Momentum is the piece that we're on for this episode. And the sentence for momentum is I spend just as much time feeling my way to success as I do working towards it. If you missed the overview episode or all the amazing episodes for the clarity piece, make sure you catch them. And the accountability piece will be later on in the podcast. Today, we're talking about interviews. We are solving the interview conundrum. So, when is this episode for you? Well, you leave interviews without the information that you need. You have lots of first interviews, but you don't get the second, third, or the offer. You hate interviews. And in my opinion, the worst case is that you keep landing in jobs that aren't what you thought, what you understood, expected, or what they told you. We're solving for it all today. So, how do you solve for it? Well, I call this the interview to outcome approach. And the idea here is that you turn every single interview into a conversation for your outcome. You turn it into an interview where they have all the power into a conversation of eye-to-eye professionals sharing the power. Sounds pretty amazing, doesn't it? What? You show up in an interview, like a conversation, you will be seen as an expert. You will be seen as more senior than you maybe feel that you are. And you're actually going to get the information that you need. So, how do you actually do this? All right. The first part, feeling your way to success, is you have to change your belief. You really have to sit with the idea that the old model is they ask all the questions, they have all the power, and I'm a little puppy who really wants to be like, please like me, like me, like me, like me. No, you have to change it into a conversation of professionals meeting each other eye to eye, asking each other questions, providing information to each other in a container of shared power. You have all the expertise and experience and amazing personality that's unique to you, and they have a position and salary, and they really need a great person for it. The first element of this framework is a little counterintuitive because you start with the end in mind. You start with the outcome that you want and that is in your control. For this entire episode, I'm actually going to use a real world example from a client of mine. So this client's outcome is, I know if the team is high value and has been empowered to serve the business. What's really important about your outcome is that it's what you want and it's also within your control. Another outcome may be, I feel confident moving forward with this employer. Or I actually am excited. Or I know if I'm excited about this role. Okay, the first one, outcome. The second, your feeling during the interview. This is how you want to feel within the interview. For the example, my client chose empowered. And we know that an individual can empower themselves. We actually can't be empowered by anyone else. We can only choose to be empowered. Other clients say committed, confident, curious, calm, etc. But you choose a feeling. So you have an outcome. I know if the team is high value and has been empowered to serve the business, and the feeling is empowered. Now, here's the fun part. You write down every question you expect or are concerned about. So, for example, tell me about yourself. Why are you applying for this job? Tell me about a time you missed the commitment. What is the process that you've implemented at work and are most proud of? What salary expectation do you have? What's your long-term growth plan? Write down all the questions that you expect to be asked. And then, and this is the best part, I swear this is the best part. You consider, of course, your answers, but then you consider the question to ask them in direct relation to the question they asked you. So, for example, tell us a little bit about yourself. Answer the question and then say, what do you want everyone to know about your team? Tell me a little bit about the company, your division, and your specific team. Tell me a little bit about yourself as a hiring manager. Totally different flow, right? Amazing. Now, for this client, the specific question for her outcome, I know if the team is high value and has been empowered to serve the biz, and she's feeling empowered. The question that she expected was, tell me about a time when you missed the commitment. And her questions back could be, do you have the environment that allows for failure? How do you support employees after a failure? When a project is struggling, how do you engage before the failure? Amazing, right? Can you feel the difference in this interview? This is now a conversation. This is a conversation between two professionals who are sharing power. Another example. What is the process that you have implemented at work and are most proud of? She answers. And then she asks, what kind of problems does this role solve? Do you have projects that keep going and never close? How do process improvements get budgeted and resourced in this role at this company? Extraordinary. This is how you start to actually enjoy interviews because it's just a conversation. You leave every single interview with all of the information that you need because it's a conversation. And you stop landing jobs that aren't what you thought, aren't what you expected or understood, and certainly not what you were told. You know, sometimes my clients come back, they have an interview and they use this framework and they're asking the counter questions. And they start to notice that the hiring manager or people on the panel are getting annoyed. Like, ugh, why do I have to answer her questions? What? Wait, I have a flow. I have 15 questions and I have 15 minutes. Let's go. Right? This is my answer. Do you want to work for someone who behaves that way? Do you want to work with people who treat you that way. With the interview to outcome approach, you will not only stay in your feeling, not only reach the outcome you set, but you will actually grow your career and your confidence and, of course, your bravery. All right, the homework for this session. Here we go. Imagine you're being interviewed for your current job and complete this exercise. So you're being interviewed for your current job. What is the outcome that's in your control that you want? How do you want to feel? What questions do you expect? And which questions do you need to ask? Bonus, of course, is do this for the next job you want. For the promotion, the horizontal move, the move into management, the move in industries. Do this as well. I know you will be amazed at how differently you've prepared, how more confident you feel, and the information you expose. Until next time, brave it up. Hey, before you go, our fellow women in tech really need these insights. So do them a favor, pop on over and leave a rating and a review on your favorite podcast platform. Help them find the Celebrate Brave podcast. All right, thanks a bunch. Until next time, brave it up.